Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Full Face Friday. Full Face Friday. That's called the land floss. I made it up myself. Today we're playing with old makeup. There's no new makeup to see here on Friday. Please don't hate me. Thank you, Delphine. Okay, bye. What? Today's Full Face Friday is actually inspired by a comment left by the sweet Delphine. Oh my god, I so hope I got that right. I'm gonna put her comment here. When I was talking about doing a full face using old favorites, sweet Delphine actually left a comment asking to do a full face using nothing new. And I feel like I've seen this like in my YouTube Explore feed, and I thought it was a great idea, so I wanted to do that today. Delphine, thank you so much for your video request. Ask and you shall receive, my friends. Oh, wow, that was lame. Okay, because here's the thing. I still want to do a full face revisiting my old favorites, but a couple of them don't actually exist anymore, and that would also involve me going out and buying a ton of new products, which honestly, a lot of the old favorites I do have and I am going to use here. But instead of like feeding into constant over-consumerism, I thought that I would just go through my collection and try and find a few of the oldest pieces of makeup that I have and revisit some of the old favorites during that. Like I bought the Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani, for example, and I thought that that would just be kind of a fun thing for us to do today. So for those of you who are viewers of YouTube, it's pretty hard to get lost in the constant hauls. I know, like in the years that I've been on YouTube, hauls were always my favorite videos to watch, and they still are. I love seeing what's new, I love seeing what people are buying, and I love seeing new products that inspire me to purchase them and try them. But I think it's also important to get use out of the products that you have, and I know people are doing Project Pan, and I think it's important for us to step back and take a look at our makeup collections and use up what we have instead of constantly buying the next new shiny bright thing. So that's what I wanted to do today. I'm visiting some of my old favorites and also using nothing new. I thought this would be fun. Delphine, thank you. Let us get started. The first product that I wanted to use is my MAC Strobe Cream. I haven't used this, but I've had it for a while. MAC Strobe Cream was one of my favorite products since I started YouTube. I remember when I worked at MAC back in the day, and I don't know if this is still on their website now. I'll have to go in and check. By the way, I have this in the gold light, so it's actually not the original because the original Strobe Cream had a little bit of a pink. I think it's called Pink Light now. Pink Light is the original Strobe Cream. I got gold light because it's just kind of what I'm into these days. But when I worked at MAC, on their website back in the day, they had like an artists section where they had all of their MAC global top artists, and they had a list of their like top, I can't remember if it was top 5 or top 10, but I remember before I worked at MAC, I went through all of the lists and I made like a list of the common favorites amongst all of their global artists, and I bought them all, and one of them was MAC Strobe Cream, and so that was my first kind of moment with Strobe Cream. It's one of the original products that I've had. It's beautiful. It's really, really hydrating. It adds such an intense glow. It's a really thick cream that's very, very hydrating. I used to soak my face in this, and I've since found the Smashbox Primerizer, but this one doesn't have any glow or shimmer, if you will. So MAC Strobe Cream is kind of like a little bit less moisturizing than this, but it's got the shimmer. So it's a really nice combination if you're looking for a great base. And I like that they brought out different colors because, I don't know, I used to be really into the cool tone life, but I feel like I like the gold. Well, moving on to the foundation, one of my original loves and longest favorites in terms of foundation is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This was always my go-to in terms of events and getting ready, like nights out. This was the foundation I always went to. I believe I used to have the shade Too Dark for Me. I think I had shade 2, and then I had 5.5, and then I had 6. I feel like that's useless information. I got the shade 5, the Luminous Silk Foundation. It's such a cult classic. It's a staple product. I'm taking a pump and a half. I don't really remember how I used to apply this. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I beauty blendered it. I can't really remember. I also did keep the natural lighting because it is a very gray, cloudy day, so hopefully the light won't fluctuate too much. But as always, I want you guys to be able to see the up-close action. Speaking of every time. Okay, so I just patted that in with my hands. I'm going to take my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. This one is like, I'd say it's a medium coverage foundation. It definitely is buildable. I applied that with my hands, and I'm just going to go over with the sponge to blend out any of the extra build up piles of product. This shade 5 is such a great match for me. It's just such a good foundation. I'm so glad I'm revisiting it right now because I really actually missed it. It just looks like your skin. There's no particular finish to it. It's just like glowing skin. Skin on skin on skin. Love this foundation. It is so wonderful. Moving on to the concealer. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. For such a long time, this was the only concealer that was talked about on YouTube. I feel like everybody and their mother used this. Ooh, it's a little dark. Well, this will be fun. This will be fun to blend out. I was doing so well with shade matching and then this happened. Damn it. Yeah, no, I don't have a lighter one. Okay, perfect. All will be made better with bronzer. This is the shade Light 2.8 for anyone who cares. So, NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This was a favorite. I truly never thought that I would find concealers that I liked more than this. It had the perfect coverage. It's like medium to full, buildable, blendable coverage. I definitely always prefer this blended out with a sponge because it is a more thick, oh my god, I can't even handle how dark that is. It is a more thick, full coverage concealer, and whenever those concealers come to light, I always like to use a sponge with that. It just covers what you need covered. I went through a hot minute where I was using lighter concealers, and then there was just a couple of new launches that I just preferred, I suppose, for a time. Like when the Too Faced Born This Way concealer came out, I was having like a lot of breakouts, which was really perfectly timed because the Too Faced one has such intense coverage, like a lot more coverage than this one. And then in the summertime, I don't want any coverage at all, so I was using like the Glossier Stretch Concealer and the RMS on Cover Up, then the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I mean, that just blew everything out of the water for a hot minute. I still think it's a beautiful concealer. It blends out, it makes your skin look absolutely flawless. To be honest, I'm surprised I don't use this more. I think now that my breakouts have gone down a little bit, I probably will dabble into this life. I need to look into a lighter shade, except not because I'm going somewhere hot and I'm gonna get a tan again. God bless, God bless, God bless. Yeah, so that's the concealer. To whoever is still using this, let me know in the comments down below. And for those of you who ditched this, let me know what you ditched it for. What did you replace this concealer with? Because now that I'm looking at it on my face, I'm like, wow, why did I ever leave you, Radiant Creamy Concealer? You look lovely. Smoothie break. So I was going to use the Kevyn Aucoin Medium Sculpting Powder because this is the one product that I have had forever and ever and ever and ever. But I still use that every day. Nothing has changed there. But I wanted to pull out the Benefit Hoola bronzer. This is the imprinted with my name. How cute is that? But I wanted to pull this out because there was a time on YouTube where this was the only bronzer that everyone was talking about, and I think it still is one of their best-selling products ever. It's a fantastic matte bronzer. They just recently extended their shade range. I don't know if it's in Canada yet because I haven't gotten a package, which was very necessary. They had the Hoola Light, but now they have a couple of darker shades, which is great. So kudos to you, Benefit. But this is one of the OG kind of YouTube made me buy it products, and I'm about to really go ham on my neck. Don't try this at home, kids. But I thought it would be fun to pull this out because even though like I've used these up throughout the years, like I've never stopped using Hoola, but I'm currently on a project pan with my bronzer and trying to use up some of my other ones, so I haven't been giving any of my other bronzers some love, and this one is just such an OG. It's a beautiful matte bronzer. You can use it kind of in place of contouring as well, and it just so nicely warms up the face, and used with the e.l.f. large stipple brush, you can do no wrong. Truly, you can do no wrong. So I thought it'd be fun to pull this bad boy out, and I'm just going to warm up my face using that. I feel like I need to be more delicate with the placement of my makeup. I was watching Nikki_makeup's Instagram stories this morning, and she just like takes this small little eyeshadow brush and delicately lays the face powder under the eyes, and I was like, damn, I just throw products on my face. I have no delicate method when it comes to makeup application. I just rub it everywhere, so do as I say, not as I do. All right, another original, YouTube original, Becca Opal highlight. This is such a classic highlighter. I might hit pan right now. It's so close to hitting pan, and I can't say that that has happened in a while. And oh my God, yes, yes. Pan hath been hit, my friends. Pan hath been hit on a highlighter. You saw it here first. If we're talking about my true, oh God, it's so beautiful. I always forget how much I love this. It's just so stunning. I don't really think that any highlighter truly compares. I think when I'm looking for the perfect, intense, do-it-all highlighter, this is always the one I'll go to. Clearly, it's the one I've hit pan on. I don't know if I've hit pan on any other highlighter. My old favorite was the Balm Mary Luminizer, which I don't even know if I can get that here. I know in BC, the balm was sold at London Drugs, but I feel like they discontinued it. I don't know what's happening with the balm. Can anyone advise on that? I feel like I need to go look that up and see where the balm has gone, because people used to use the Balm Mary Luminizer, and then everyone loved the blushes. Oh my gosh, and the eyeshadow palettes had a hot minute too. Oh my gosh, I remember I used to watch Leah Says. Wow, I haven't seen a video of hers in so long, but she was one of the first YouTubers I also watched, and she always used the Meet Matte eyeshadow palette, and I remember at the time I couldn't get it in Canada, and I used to just lust over that palette. Oh my gosh. Wow, I'm having such a moment down memory lane in my brain right now, but anyway, Becca Opal's the one I decided to go to because I just don't need another highlighter. I didn't want to go back and buy the Bomb Ray Luminizer, but this one is equally loved in the old YouTube world, so wanted to pull that out. And in terms of blush, you guys know I declutter my makeup collection like it's going out of style. I don't really hold on to expired makeup, which is why the lip category was a little odd. There's very, very few products that I hold on to that carry a sentimental value. I've pretty much decluttered most of my things in terms of eyeshadow palettes and everything. One of the few products that I have held on to regardless of age is the MAC Warm Soul blush. I have been using this for years and years and years. This is one of the first products I ever purchased at MAC and one of the first makeup products I ever purchased myself in the world. This is the original packaging. This is the old Warm Soul. All the writing has pretty much been blurred off. It is just the one product I can't let go of and I never will let go of. And I also just keep hoping and praying that MAC will stop this ridiculousness and go back to their old packaging because I just love it so much. I just never understand why they changed their packaging. This is the original. I will never get rid of it, but MAC Warm Soul, I feel like it's just not the same anymore. Every time I use it, people always comment saying like, oh, it doesn't look like that on my skin, and I'm like, I know. It's because they changed it. MAC Warm Soul is not what it once was. This beautiful, sweet flush of rose gold heaven. I love it. R.I.P. R.I.P. MAC Warm Soul. You will never be the same. Guys, I paused the video and did my eyebrows because I hate filling in my eyebrows and I didn't want to succumb you to that negativity. So we're gonna move on to the eyes. There were many eyeshadow palettes that I was hemming and hawing between. One being my MAC Singles Individuals eyeshadows because I still have Brown Down, which was a purchase I made long before YouTube. I bought Brown Down eyeshadow when I got my makeup done in grade 12 and I still have that in my Individuals palette. However, I totally forgot about my Lorac palette. And this is a section where I was like, damn it, I had the Lorac Original Pro palette for so long. It was so used and loved in my old life and I decluttered it and I'm kind of sad about it. I had all of the Lorac Pro palettes. I had 1, 2, and 3 and I remember the feeling I had when I first bought the Lorac Pro palette, the black packaging one. Oh my gosh, I love that palette so much, but alas, the Lorac Pro 3 is the one that remains and I thought it would be fun to kind of dive into this one again because I haven't heard people talk about Lorac in such a long time. I don't even know if they exist anymore. Do they still exist? I have no idea. We don't have Lorac in Canada. This was always an American purchase that I would make when visiting, but this is the Lorac Pro 3 palette. She's a beautiful thing, and out of all the 3 palettes, this was the one whose colors like spoke to me the most. I think it's got a really nice variation of colors, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, why did I ever stop using you? So yeah, this is the palette I thought it would be fun to dive back into today. I'm gonna mix a couple of things. I think I'm gonna take Cool Taupe and Clay and mix those together as they spill all over my desk. Damn, there's a lot of fallout there. I'm just going to place that into the crease. I'm also going to take those 2 shades on the lower lash line. And I'm going to dip into this dark brown. God, I so forgot how much I loved this palette. These shadows blend out so easily and lovely. And the colors are just divine. And I actually really love how slim and sleek these eyeshadow palettes are. I know when they bring out their like huge Lorac Pro palettes, the colors are beautiful, but it's giant. I would never use that in my daily life. I'd be way too lazy to pull that out and sift through all of the shades. I cannot be bothered. So I love that they have these slim packages. Guys, I'm so curious to know what your oldest eyeshadow palettes are that you have in your collection. Let me know in the comments down below. Does anyone still have any Lorac palettes? Let me know your thoughts. And if there are any other old palettes that you want me to dig out, let me know in the comments down below. I don't have any of my Urban Decay Naked palettes anymore. And it's so crazy that they discontinued the original Naked palette. I feel like that was what everyone started their YouTube worlds with. I always had the Naked 2 because I was more into cool toned eyeshadows. I feel like there's actually like videos of me saying like, I look crazy in warm eyeshadow. It's so funny to see how like your makeup style changes as you grow. But yeah, I used to hate warm eyeshadows on me, so I always had the Urban Decay Naked 2 and the Urban Decay Naked Basics, which is also discontinued, so I couldn't even pick that up for you because, like I mentioned before, I get rid of everything to my own detriment when it comes to moments like this. I'm also going to take that dark brown shade and use that to line my lashes. This eyeshadow is so pretty. It's so simple and perfect for every day, but I just love to very softly and lightly accentuate the eyes. I don't like a lot of eyeshadow on me. I always feel like I look weird, but if there are any particular colors, I'm thinking of doing a purple look. I'm going to dip into light gold here. Really pretty. It looks like I've never used this shadow, which honestly shocks me because this looks like such a nice inner corner highlight. I'm going to use that on my brow bone. I usually always just use my highlighter to highlight that, but that's such a pretty highlight. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I like that. I'm also going to take a little bit of this medallion shade. God, the fallout is insane, you guys. You should see my desk right now. I'm just going to take that medallion and just lightly, oh, ooh, it's falling out onto my face. I don't like that. Stop falling. Pretty though. Very, very simple indeed. All right, so for mascara, I am going to use the Lancome Monsieur Big because I usually always use up a mascara before I buy a new one. But if we're talking old favorites, dang, I used to be obsessed with the Lancome Hypno Star mascara. I used that one forever and ever. I had the Clinique High Impact one, and I loved the Tarte mascaras. But this is a pretty fresh tube of Lancome Monsieur Big, so I didn't want to purchase another one. That would be wasteful. Okay, for the lips, I'm gonna dive real far back and pull out my MAC Subculture Lip Pencil. This is my favorite lip pencil, always, of all time. It's such a lovely, like, kind of mauvey undertoned nude. It's beautiful. The MAC lip pencils are some of the best in the biz that you can get. This is a very MAC heavy video, but I feel like that's really true to the old YouTube. MAC was the leader in the old YouTube world. Everyone was posting their MAC collections, their MAC starter kits, what's in my MAC single eyeshadow palettes. And MAC holds such a soft spot in my heart, and it always will, because that was my first introduction to makeup. I think it was for a lot of people. So MAC Subculture, that was my old favorite. And for a lip product, as I mentioned before, I don't keep any lip products. If they expire, they are out, so any of my old favorites don't exist in my collection anymore. However, there is one exception to this, and it is the one gloss that I have been keeping, and it's not expired yet. This is actually a new tube because I used up 2 of these previously in my world. It is the Bite Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in the shade Currant. They completely discontinued their Lush Fruit lip glosses, which is so sad. I have no idea why. It's such a beautiful product. This color was my absolute jam. I also had the shade Rambutan, which I think I just decluttered with Hannah, which is really sad because Rambutan was a beautiful nude, but they brought out their French press. Is that what it's called? Oh my god. And that kind of replaced it. I had this shade, which is very similar to Rambutan, which this is Vanilla Latte. So I did declutter it because I don't need multiples. Bite Beauty discontinued this. This is one of my favorite colors, Currant. And this is the one lip product I hold on to for total sentimental reasons. But look at it. It's just, the doe foot applicator is so beautiful. The gloss is stunning. It tastes and smells delicious. I don't know why they ever discontinued these. Dear Bite, if there's a reason why this was discontinued, like some science reason, am I gonna die if I keep using this on my lips? Because if not, why were they discontinued? Why did you get rid of them? They're so beautiful. Yeah, so that's the one product I hold on to, secretly waiting and wishing that they would bring them back. It's such a pretty gloss. Ugh. Ugh, I'm upset. So that is it for this Full Face Friday, you guys. This is the finished look. This is the full face using absolutely nothing new / somewhat of my old favorites. It's a nice little mix. So again, Delphine, thank you so much for this video request. If you guys have any particular requests, always let me know in the comments down below. I am reading, I am listening to you, and I have a constant Evernote. I call it my video vomit. It's my video idea list, but yeah. I always love to hear from you guys what you want to be seeing from me on this YouTube channel. Let me know what some of your old favorites are. What are some launches that you hold on to for sentimental value? What are you unable to let go of? Let me know everything in the comments down below, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!